Hey everybody, this is George from Experience Points, and today I thought I would play a little bit of Rogue Legacy. Scott is usually the one who does these stream sessions since, I don't know, he's more into these type of roguelike games, but recently I got into Rogue Legacy, so I thought, why not? I'll go ahead and try and see how I do. For those who don't know, Rogue Legacy is a quote-unquote roguelike, where instead of going in and dying and then restarting your new character, you actually play an entire lineage of heroes. We actually did a YouTube video a while back that I'll probably link in here as well, in which Scott plays it, and I was completely unaware of what it was at that time. And since picking it up a few days ago, I've gotten really into it, and I gotta say, I really, really enjoy it. I find it, I don't know, it's kind of weird how much I like it, considering how much I dislike roguelikes. But anyway, I thought today that I would talk a little bit about maybe why I dislike roguelikes and some of the things that Rogue Legacy does a little differently that I think I enjoy. So there'll be some of that. There'll also some of me cursing at me dying over and over again, and hopefully it'll be fun. I'm gonna go ahead and pick this miner since I don't have really very many good options, and it's a good way to just hop in. I have Dwarfism, so I'm really small. Kind of good. Battle axe. All right. So I was recently listening to I guess it was a Spelunky playthrough by Quentin Smith, who's a games writer, and he writes over at Shut Up and Sit Down, which is a board game podcast. And he talks a little about in his Spelunky playthrough actually his board game experiences. Oh damn it! And one of the things that he mentions that I thought was really interesting was that one of the reasons he was so into board games as a kid was that they were random, and specifically things like Settlers of Catan or some of the more like famous board games, right? Something like Monopoly is always going to be a Monopoly. It's always the same board. But when he found board games that were a bit more, quote unquote designer board games, he was able to discover, um, that you can actually play something and not have it be the same experience over and over again. And I think that's one of the reasons why people generally really enjoy roguelikes, especially roguelikes similar to Rogue Legacy in the sense that there's always something new, right? And you hop in, and you go into this castle, unless I, pay someone to keep something similar, it's always going to be a slightly different place. And that is just not my style. I know it sounds a little weird. They're even in board games. I'm not actually a big fan of randomness in board games. I generally prefer. I want all the systems out on the table. I want everyone to know. Oh, can I do this? Probably. Let's try. Oh God, I did not do it. um. Oh yeah, this is not a good run for my poor little uh, dwarf guy. Um, one of the reasons I think I generally don't like randomness, at least in, ooh, that was close. In the case of video games, is I like to feel like the places I'm going into feel, oh, whoa, secrets. Secrets. Um, I like to feel like the places I go into are real, right? That they're lived in, that there's like something to this place. And I really don't. Ooh, nice. You really can't get that when there's some randomness to the level design, right? Like in this case, I'm in a castle, but besides from these bookshelves and like these lanterns, there's no semblance of a castle. There's just an excuse to have a sort of platform scenario, right? Imagine I were in a real castle. There would be bathrooms, there would be latrines. Or, I mean, I guess there would be dining rooms, there'd be bedrooms. There's all sorts of different things that you could find in a castle that were real, right? And I get it. Okay, this is just a fun video game. It's not a real castle. Get over it. But there's something about being in a lived and real space that provides a whole shite. That provides a whole lot of atmosphere. When I think of things that feel, gosh, I don't even think I made enough money to do anything with that. To Lich. I'm into these. Lich Kings are kind of cool in that they gain health every time you kill someone. But oh, actually, you know what? Hypochondriac makes you take a huge amount of damage. So apparently, this person has a great memory and also terrible memory. try this guy. And I don't think I have nearly enough. Yeah, I can't upgrade anything. What was I saying? Yeah, so randomness. When I think of something that is a bit more artfully designed, maybe artfully designed is not the right word, but intentionally designed levels, right? I think of things like Dead Space, right? Dead Space 2, you go, oh no, off to a bad start. Oh, I'm so bad at... Oh god. Oh god. In Dead Space 2, you go into like a part of the space station where there's a nursery. Oh my god, I'm so bad. This is embarrassing. Oh, it hurts. You go into a nursery or like a kindergarten, and there's art on the walls of these children who lived there. There's like books on the stand. There's like little toys and stuff. Occasionally you'll find like posters along the hallways of Dead Space that allude to the fact that this, yes, indeed, this was a lived-in space. That there was people here who did things with their lives. You can't get that with randomness. I really don't think you can. You can't recreate the sense that the place that you are in was intentionally designed. Oh, that was close. And I get that, you know, yes, of course it's intentionally designed. There are certain rules behind how these buildings are composed, right? I'm not going to walk into a room and suddenly find, you know, only lanterns or something like that, right? There's going to be a generally good mix of things. And I think within those rules is the design, and I think that you can appreciate that. But from my perspective, when I'm going into a gaming experience, ugh, gosh. I wonder if this... Nope, that still affects those spikes. I'm looking for something that is a bit more, I don't know, generally speaking, maybe atmospheric is the wrong word, but I like to feel like the places I inhabit are real. I mean, I know it'd be really weird to compare this game to Gone Home, but like I'm tempted, right? Because Gone Home is a recent example of a game that does a really good job of making it feel like you were in an actual lived-in space. Oh my goodness. Better than a lot of other games that have way higher budgets. So anyway, I think that's one reason why I actually I'm not a big fan of random level design. Oh dear God. Oh, oh, this is great, man. This guy's awesome in that job. I'll just leave the rest of that. Oh, I'm so almost dead. I mean, the other aspect of this game, of course, that I really enjoy, that I think is something that satisfies me in a way that a lot of other roguelikes don't, is I feel like when I go through a level and, you know, even after I'm dead, I get a sense that I've accomplished something, right? I don't feel like I've been cheated by anything. And that's because each generation I get to play someone new, but I get to carry over some of the things that I earned in the previous life. And there's something really immensely satisfying. Oh no! God, I just threw that away. That was terrible. There's something immensely satisfying about getting to a point where... Let's see. Okay, getting to a point where you feel like you've done the best you can, right? You've earned your playthrough. So that last one was terrible because I actually didn't get enough gold to buy anything with it. But there are many times when I've gone through and, you know, earned 5,000 gold on a single run, and I maybe have 30 health left, and I know that, you know what, the moment I go into the next room, I'm probably gonna die. I don't have a lot of health. Maybe there's some other thing that, you know, I know that in the next room is the boss, and I've defeated all the other I've defeated all of the other enemies in my path between myself and the boss, so I have to face him. But knowing that, okay, you're gonna die, but your death isn't meaningless, right? It's not something that you have to... Oh man, that was unfortunate. Not playing it safe right now. And that knowledge that your death is meaningful is incredibly freeing, because it means that I don't have to be... I go into it knowing that it's not that it's not my fault, because I know, like, you know, theoretically, if I died here, that's on me. But that... I don't know, it's almost like this comfortability with death in a way that I think a lot of games they're inherently frustrating when you have to die and restart and you're doing all this over and over and over again. To know that when you go, you're okay with it. That you've done a good job. I think is really rewarding. I know that's something that people get from things like Dark Souls. I get the sense that when people play that game, they spend an hour fighting the same boss over and over and over again, and they die and they get nothing out of it. Right? They're not getting any gold. They're not getting any sort of like really awesome item just because they died against the boss 4 times or whatever. But what they are getting is that knowledge that they can do it better the next time, right? Whoop! Awesome. Oh, and I get that could be reward enough, but for me, like it doesn't feel tangible enough. Like I want to feel as though I get out of an experience, and yeah, I've gained some intelligence. I'm not gonna. Okay, actually, why not? This guy randomly lets you select a box. I think that I haven't done the math or anything. I'm sure it's really easy for people with even a basic understanding of statistics, but he gives you a chance to get free gold or lose 25% of your money. I lost it all. So. I also like the fact that in this game I don't feel cheated by things. There are traps in Dark Souls where if you don't know that they're there, you're pretty much hosed. And I get that there's some really cool stuff that they do with like the way that people can leave messages to you warning you of traps and things like that. And I think that's really clever, and I'm glad it exists, and I don't begrudge that design choice whatsoever. But it's hard not to feel cheated when you're just walking along and you die. Ooh. And in this game, there's not, I don't know, at least for me, everything's really well telegraphed. When arrows are falling down above you from skeleton archers, because there's a little icon that says from off screen, hey, an arrow is coming. When a portrait is going to attack you, if you're smart, you can see that little wiggle right there, right? So that's an enemy, and you don't blindly jump into it. And those things, I think, really help prevent this game from being what I'd sort of deem as a slob. Whoa, big purple guy. Oh gosh. Here we go. See, he does so much. This class does so much damage. I love being able to single hit people. I don't know. Every time I think about roguelikes, I get the sense that I come off as really whiny, and I think that's okay. Not. Oh God, why did I forget this was here? Not everyone has to like all of the games that I like, and vice versa. Oh, I think. Whoa, what is that all about? That one's shaking. It's a room full of barrels. Whoa. Oh, nope. Not gonna try that. Much too low. Whoa. Oh, and I died. Well, I think that's enough for me. I think I earned just enough to maybe buy something with that. So, I'll slowly make my way. Thanks so much for listening, everybody, and we'll talk to you soon.